swagger back. There goes the Chiefs. All right, I'm going to do the Broncos versus the Chiefs. Who you got? Oh, man. This is an interesting thing. I'm going to do it until they lose. I got my swagger back. There goes the Chiefs, man. So offense, I got to give it the Chiefs. Once again, I think they got the swagger back. They're playing good. It's funny we had a topic, and then that's been the fire's been put out on that. It's talk of them getting the number one seed. I don't think they are, but I mean, it's up for grabs. The AFC 1 seed is up for grabs. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay, and then so I got offense, of course, like Bridgewater, maybe locked. Oh, hopefully not locked. So even though I love Broncos offense, man, they have all the right pieces. They're just missing one. And if you don't have that one in NFL, you don't succeed, even if it's decent. And that's the quarterback position. Defense. This is a very interesting one. I still give it to the Broncos. I think the defense is better, even though the Chiefs defense has been playing well late, like the Cowboys, which is good. But I mean, how good has the Cowboys been playing lately? But they still held them to 9 points. So I still give the defense to the Broncos. Coaching, Andy Reid, hands down, a great job this year. I mean, they were not good, not playing good, not looking good, and he was able to turn it around. And now nobody's even talking about him. And they I think they're going to win this one. I think it's going to be not an easy win, but it's a divisional game. But I think it's going to be 35-20 Chiefs. Yep. All right, Corey, Broncos versus Chiefs.
For this one, offensively, I feel kind of obviously the edge goes to Kansas City. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Broncos have a lot of skill position talent. But as we've talked before, this Broncos team is going to go as far as their quarterback can take them. And with Bridgewater under center, that's only going to be so far. Mahomes has struggled, notably this year, but he's still playing at a higher level than Bridgewater. Defensively, I give the edge to Denver. But I will say the Kansas City defense has been playing a lot better in this 4-game win streak than they had to start the season. And credit to them for that. Granted, they haven't exactly played the toughest of schedules in that 4-game stretch or played the best of quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But, Teddy Bridgewater also isn't exactly John Elway either. So that stretch could continue.
A lucky stretch. It's crazy.
Overall, though, look, Denver is in a position where they control their own path to the playoffs. And as a football team and franchise, that's all you can hope for. Outside of the Lions game next week, every team that Denver plays coming up, they are competing with for a playoff spot.
Jeez.
It's a brutally tough schedule. Dang. We'll see if they're up to the task. But if they get in, they'll have earned it without question. Kansas City is a good team that has hopefully figured things out. They look like they may have, and they've now got themselves in the middle of the race for the bye in the AFC. I mean, it's not just the bottom of the playoffs in the AFC; it's the top two that who knows where the seeding is going to shake out.
Mm-hmm.
So both teams have a lot riding on this game. Both teams need a win. But I'm going to go Kansas City here, 27-21.
All right. Craig, Broncos versus Chiefs, who you got?
The Chiefs are peaking at the right time right now. I think a lot of people were doubting them in the beginning of the season. They lost some games that they probably shouldn't have, and then they got destroyed by the Tennessee Titans. And there were questions about Mahomes. He was throwing picks left and right, and but now they won 4 in a row, and they look like the Chiefs from the last couple of years. So I'm taking the Chiefs offensively. I've never been a Teddy Bridgewater fan, still not a Drew Lock fan either. So I like their receivers but they just haven't really been consistently getting the ball like they should be getting the ball. Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy and Noah Fant, like these guys are, if they had a better quarterback, obviously I think they would be better suited to having a better offense, obviously. I do like their running backs, Williams and Gordon. I think they're solid. That was a solid 1-2 punch. I can't say the same for the Chiefs. TEH and Williams there. I never really been a big fan of their running game, but as long as they have Mahomes back there at quarterback, I think their offense is 10 times out of 10 is going to be better than Denver's. Defensively, I can't pick the Chiefs right here. I had to pick the Broncos. Like, I get that the Chiefs defense is starting to play a lot better. But when they played Dallas is missing a lot of players, or a lot of their better players on offense. And the Chiefs, obviously, they're, like I said, they're peaking at the right time. This kind of thing happened with Dallas last year, where the defense was really, really terrible, and then they kind of picked it up later on, and they weren't so bad in the rest of the season. So I don't really put too much stock into that Giants win. I don't put too much stock into that Green Bay win. But the Raiders win, they look like they were on point on both sides of the ball. The Cowboys game, so this is another tough game with them. We'll see what happens. Fortunately for the Chiefs, it's at home, and they just came off of a bye. So, but the Broncos just came off of a win on their own against a tough division team. So they have momentum as well. So should be a solid game. Coaching wise, unless Andy Reid's playing against Bill Belichick, I'm not picking anybody else for the most part. So
that's true.
This is going to be. I kind of want to see, like, what Chiefs team are we going to get? Are we going to get the Chiefs team that barely beat the Packers with a backup quarterback making his first start ever? Get the Chiefs team that played the Raiders on the road, a division game, and they blew them out 41-14. Are we gonna get a team somewhere in that middle? I think we're gonna get some team in that middle range. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I don't think it's gonna be one score game either. So I don't want to say the Chiefs are back yet 100%, but I think they're trending in that direction. I think the next couple of games is gonna pretty much tell that story of if they're actually back or not. They have 3 straight division games. So I'm going 31-20 Chiefs.
All right. Mo, Broncos versus Chiefs. Who you got?
Offensively, I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Just on overall talent. Denver has some pieces. They have some solid pieces, but when we just talk about overall, I'm gonna say the Chiefs. Defensively, I don't know, man. Defensively, I might shock some people with this one. I'm gonna go Denver. I like what Denver's been doing. I like their draft. I love Surtain. Surtain is just solid. Like he's worth the building. Coaching wise, like Craig said, unless you're going against Bill Belichick right now, you gotta take Andy Reid. You know what I'm saying? Overall, I think the Chiefs, and I'm gonna say this because of who Andy Reid is, I think the Chiefs understand the moment. I think they understand where you're at right now. They understand that Baltimore's vulnerable and the number 1 seed is there because if you look at it, I think the rest of their games are all in the AFC. I think Kansas City's games are all in the AFC the rest of the way. They have all divisional games, and I think they won non-divisional games against Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken. So you look what's out there for them. I think they're going to smell blood. They won 4 straight, and in 4 straight they've held every team under 20 points. yes, every team they played was not at the moment offensive juggernauts, but that's still impressive to hold 4 straight teams under 20 points. So I see Kansas City winning this game. I think Denver will score. I think Denver's probably over the last 5 weeks, Denver might be the best offensive team as far as full weapons available that they've seen in the last 5 weeks. So I'm gonna say Chiefs in an AFC shootout. I'm gonna say 31-27.
Mo, you're almost right. So they have the Raiders, the Steelers, the Broncos, the Bengals. There's the Bengals and the Steelers. Non-divisional games.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good one. Oh man, we call that one. That's gonna be a good one. Depending.
Oh yeah. The Bengals and the Chiefs gonna be good. Depending on how the chart, I don't know. I listen. Listen. Luck happened, right? Aaron Rodgers out with COVID.
Yeah.
The Raiders wasn't playing good. I believe that's right after Ruggs.
Right. I think Dallas missing what? Dallas was missing Cooper and Lamb.
Dallas was missing. I think Lamb was there. I think they were missing Cooper.
I think that was the game Lamb got his concussion in.
Lamb got there it is. There it is, right? So that's what good teams do. They take advantage.